Ever check your bank account after a long month of work, see that paycheck hit, and then, poof, it's gone? You look at the balance, maybe there's a little left, maybe there's nothing, and you ask yourself, I'm working so hard, why am I still broke? It's a feeling of running on a treadmill, a quiet frustration that builds month after month. Well, you're watching Cultural Capital TV, where psychology, money, culture, and history meet. Because nothing is ever as simple as it looks. Today, we're digging into the biggest reason you have zero savings. And I promise you, the answer isn't just, you need to budget more, or stop buying lattes. The real reason is a hidden system, an invisible script running in the background of your life, and it's designed to keep you at zero. We're going to unpack that system, see how it works against you, and most importantly, show you how to rewrite the script. Let's start with a reality check, because if you feel like you're alone in this, you're not. Far from it. As of 2025, the U.S. personal saving rate is hovering at a dismally low 4 to 5% of disposable income. That means for every $100 the average person takes home after taxes, they're only putting away about $4 or $5. It gets worse. According to a report from Benefits Bro, more than half of all American adults have less than $500 in savings. That's not even enough to cover a minor car repair or a surprise medical bill. And for younger people, the situation is often even more precarious, with a huge percentage having no emergency savings at all. When you see numbers like these, you have to ask a bigger question. If the majority of people can't save, is the problem really millions of individuals all making the same bad choices? Or is there something deeper, a structural issue that makes saving so incredibly difficult? The common advice to just budget better starts to sound pretty hollow, doesn't it? It's like telling someone to swim faster when they're caught in a powerful current. The real problem isn't their swimming technique. It's the current they don't even see. And that brings us to the single biggest reason why so many of us struggle. It's not your income. Yes, earning more helps, but it is not the solution. The real culprit is your spending structure and the powerful force of habit loops. Most of us think, if I just got that raise, if I just made another $10,000 a year, then I'd be able to save. But how many times have you seen it happen, to yourself or to others? Where income goes up but savings stay at zero. This is a phenomenon called lifestyle creep. Your financial standards rise in perfect lockstep with your income. The new salary doesn't go into a savings account. It gets absorbed by a slightly nicer apartment, a newer car, more frequent dinners out, and more subscriptions. You're not saving more. You're just living a more expensive version of broke. The machine driving this is the habit loop, a concept from psychology. Cue, routine, reward. A cue is a trigger. It could be a time of day, an emotion like stress or boredom, or a location. The routine is the action you take, like opening a food delivery app or browsing Amazon. The reward is the feeling you get, a hit of dopamine, a sense of comfort or relief from boredom. This is exactly how spending becomes automated. Your 3 p.m. slump at work? That's a cue. The routine? Walking to the vending machine or the cafe next door. The reward? A sugary drink and a 5-minute break from your desk. That $4 expense feels like nothing. But when that loop runs every single day, it becomes a silent drain. We're not consciously choosing to spend. We're just running a program. This is what I call spending blindness. It's the death by 1,000 cuts from microtransactions. The morning coffee, the streaming service you forgot about, it's only $10 impulse buy. Individually, they're harmless. But woven into the fabric of your daily life, they create a net that catches every spare dollar before it can ever reach your savings. You end up with zero not because of one big, irresponsible purchase, but because your habits have been perfectly engineered to spend every dollar you have. Let's break down the barriers that keep this system locked in place. Barrier number 1 is what we just touched on: microtransactions and invisible spending. Think about it. When was the last time you paid for a subscription with physical cash? You don't. It's an automatic debit. You don't feel the pain of the purchase. The same goes for tap to pay. That little beep is so much less painful than handing over a crisp $20 bill. Our financial system is designed for convenience, but that convenience has a hidden cost. It disconnects us from the reality of our spending. Barrier number 2 is the heavy drag of debt. For millions, a significant portion of their paycheck is already spoken for before it even arrives. Credit card interest, student loans, car payment, this isn't money you have a choice with. It's a mandatory expense that eats away at what could have been saved. High-interest debt, in particular, is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. The interest payments are the money you're losing, actively working against your goal of building wealth. Barrier 3, as we mentioned, is lifestyle creep. As soon as you get a raise, the world is there to help you spend it. Your friends are going on nicer vacations. You feel you deserve a better car. The pressure to upgrade your life is immense, both internally and externally. Saving feels like deprivation, while spending feels like you're finally living the life you've earned. The problem is, this mindset ensures you'll always be living paycheck to paycheck, just at a higher standard of living. Barrier number 4 is psychological. It's called the present bias, or the future me problem. Our brains are wired to prioritize immediate gratification over long-term rewards. Present me wants the dopamine hit from a new gadget right now. Future me, the one who has to deal with having no retirement savings, is a distant, abstract concept. So we tell ourselves a convenient story. I'll start saving next month, or I'll get serious about it when I get that promotion. But later almost always becomes never, because there will always be a new temptation for today me to deal with. Finally, barrier number 5 is the lack of automation and intention. Savings rarely happens by accident. It's not the money that's left over at the end of the month. Because for most people, nothing is left over. If you don't treat savings as your first and most important bill to pay, it will always fall prey to human nature, to temptation, to impulse, and to simple inertia. This is why just earning more money on its own doesn't solve the problem. There are countless stories of people earning 6 figures or more who are still living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, with zero savings. Why? Because they never fixed their underlying spending structure. They just scaled up their broken habits. A Marist poll found that while 44% of people believe they'll save more in the future, follow-through is notoriously low. Hope is not a strategy. The hidden cost of what we consider financial normalcy, the car loan, the subscriptions, the daily treats, is that this normalcy is a trap designed to keep you at zero. You participate unconsciously until you decide to break the cycle. So how do you do it? How do you break free? It's not about deprivation or living like a monk. It's about being smarter than the system. It's a framework of mindset and mechanics. Step 1 is awareness. You cannot change a habit you don't know you have. For 1 week, track every single dollar you spend. Don't judge it, just observe. At the end of the week, look at your spending and identify the habit loops. When you bought that coffee, what was the cue? Were you tired? Bored? Was it just a part of your morning commute? What was the reward? The caffeine, the taste, or the ritual of a 10-minute break? Identify where your money is going automatically. Step 2 is to experiment. Once you know the reward you're chasing, find a cheaper or free routine that gives you the same feeling. If the reward from your morning coffee run is really about having a quiet moment to yourself before work, could you get the same reward by brewing a great cup at home and sitting on your porch for 10 minutes? If your online shopping habit is triggered by boredom, could you replace that routine with calling a friend, going for a walk, or reading a chapter of a book? You're not depriving yourself of the reward. You're just swapping out the expensive routine used to get it. Step 3 is automation and redirection. This is the most powerful mechanical step you can take. Pay yourself first. The day you get paid, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a separate high-yield savings account. Don't even let the money sit in your main account where you can see it and be tempted to spend it. Out of sight, out of mind. Start small if you have to $25, $50, whatever you got. The amount is less important than building the habit of automatic saving. This flips the script. Instead of saving what's left after spending, you spend what's left after saving. Step 4 is to focus on small wins and consistency. You're not going to fix years of habits overnight. Don't try to slash your budget by 50% in one go. You'll burn out and give up. Instead, focus on small, consistent actions. Cancel one subscription you don't use. Automate that first $25 transfer. Pack your lunch one more day a week. Each small win builds momentum and proves to yourself that you can do this. It's about building the habit muscle, not waiting for a massive income jump to save you. And step 5 is to track and adjust. Once a month, take 30 minutes to review your progress. Look at your bank statement. What spending is still recurring? What can you cancel or replace? How much went into your automated savings? This isn't about shaming yourself. It's about making conscious, intentional course corrections. You're the CEO of your own finances, and this is your monthly board meeting. So let's recap. The biggest reason you have zero savings isn't just your paycheck. It's the invisible architecture of automated habits, psychological biases, and cultural pressures that are all designed to keep you spending. The system is rigged for consumption, not for saving. But you are not powerless. By becoming aware of your habit loops, experimenting with new routines, automating your savings, and staying consistent, you can reclaim your financial agency. You can break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. You can start building a foundation of security, one intentional choice at a time. It all starts not with your income, but with your awareness. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments what habit you're going to tackle first. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Cultural Capital TV for more content that goes beyond the surface. See you next time.